Alright, welcome back. This is part 2 of the Mahjarrat Memories Seercast. Part 2 of...
Great Lore Spamathon.
Yeah, pretty much the Great Lore Spamathon. I don't know how many parts this will have. I hope this is the last one for my own sanity, but it might be part 2 of 3. But either way, so we're going to go ahead and move on. We talked in part 1 about the Mahjarrat and a couple other singular figures that was extensively mentioned, namely such as Vigora, Mother Ma, who we probably should have mentioned in the Gods section, which will be in a little bit, and Ichlaren, Amiskut,
Tumekin.
Yeah, and Tumekin, which I think also will be mentioned in the Gods part. But, so we'll go ahead and go into a discussion about demons now. As Palkir's memory states, I recommend getting this first if you have not gotten them and have not read them. First of all, if you haven't gotten them and haven't read them, why are you watching this?
Go do those things.
You should probably do them. Although, to be fair, listening to this is probably a good companion to divination spamming while you wait to get all of the memories.
Oh, yeah.
But still, I recommend reading or getting Palkir's first, because it gives a great background on Infernus itself. All of the different names of the infernal dimensions, Pandemonium, Infernus, they're all the same thing. And they all mention the different kinds of demons, namely the Chthonians, what's it called?
Avernic?
The Avernic and the... God damn it, where is it?
The subspecies?
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of the subspecies.
Sutzaroth, Eliaroth, and Bizroth?
Oh, they're the big subtitles. The Infernals, the Chthonians, and the Avernic. Yeah, those are the three I was looking for. But yeah, so, we talked about that, about what Haziel said earlier. In Palkir's memory, they also mentions that these demons are the earliest races, or that the Infernals were the earliest race Palkir knows of, but they weren't the original rulers of the planet, or they don't know that. They're also the undisrupted masters of the demon races. So, the Infernals are kind of the top dogs, but some of them eventually went missing, I believe after Zamorak came through and wiped everything out. I believe. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I lore failing?
Walter.
Like
Walter, where are you?
Where's Walter?
I think you're lore failing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm
We'll
not
see.
sure either. And
Well,
usually when I'm
let's
not
see.
sure, I'm lore failing. That the Infernals were the ones that were wiped out by Zamorak. Or scattered, I guess. No?
No, those were Chthonians.
No.
Yeah.
Those are the Chthonians.
Oh, the Chthonians were. Okay. By the way, Chthonians is spelled Chthonians. So I'm sure that one of us / all of us are pronouncing this wrong. But yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. Demons. Cool.
Demons, yes. In Slisky's memory, he talks about a random Chthonian was all slobber, tentacles, and procrastination.
And that was Slisky. I thought you said Zamorak.
Yeah.
No, I said that was Slisky.
That was Slisky.
I don't think Zamorak has a memory.
He does.
He did. That's why I think.
You get a message if you try to find him.
And this
Yeah.
and this Chthonian does tell them a story about Zeros. Wait, he tells if you try and find Zamorak, he gives you a message.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
note I put in about bonus dialogue. It says it doesn't work you can't get memories from gods or half Mahjarrat.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
if you go to the Bull site, or Battle
Yeah. Right.
If you went to Fight Arena, it would also say that.
Yeah, I went to the Fight Arena, and it was like...
He's too noob.
Counted as too much of a fail.
He's too new, but the character is just like, well, he was too young. It's like, no, he just sucks.
He's just bad.
Yep.
Counselor is bad, and he should feel bad.
And he should feel bad.
Very true.
But, so that's that Chthonian told the story about Zeros that Slisky mentioned before, and that was the one with Zeros and Hostilius?
Yeah, it was Hostilius the Autocrat. I put actually, I have no idea where I put that. But yeah, it was how they did the contract trick to give up. Where the little purple speck managed to outwit the freaking gigantic demon. Yeah, this really fat demon ended up just stupidly agreeing to a contract that gave Zeros all the army that he needed.
Urthang.
Yeah.
It gave him Urthang.
Yeah, he just signed away all his demons. Yeah, he got nothing back.
No.
He didn't
sign away all his demons. He signed away a very small portion of them, actually.
But they were all of his strongest ones.
Yeah, the ones that Zeros wanted.
Yeah. It was that trick was Zero or Hostilius assumed that he was older than Zeros, so he put in fine print throughout, defined and redefined throughout the thing that the oldest signatory of the contract gets the demons. It gets all of them. And since he thought that he was the oldest, he thought he was this grand guy who was pulling this great move over on Zeros, but he didn't realize that Zeros was several eons older.
Yeah.
So GGO. And Zeros was smart enough to realize all of this and was just like, hey.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you.
Sorry, dude. Thank you. I'm gonna go now.
Okay, thanks,
bye.
bye.
Your demons.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay quiet and pretend like I'm younger than you.
Smile and nod. Smile and nod.
Little nodding purple speck.
Yeah.
Oh no. I admit defeat. What will I ever do?
Yeah. Oh no, you have outsmarted me and my several eons older self than you. What will I ever... Oh, wait.
Thanks, for all these demons. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, because, I'm younger than you, but,
Except
thanks.
not really. But since the contract is magically binding, the Hostilius was just screwed, and it was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is one
I
old
was laughing all the way to the bank.
Zerub spamming time. But yeah.
Oh yes.
Somebody wanted to say, that was just it. Oh yes. Okay. So the Infernals were originally the rulers, and they were overthrown by the Chthonians 1,000 years before Palkyra's memory. They have a chaotic and highly varied appearance. They are cannibalistic. They could steal the power of any creature they consumed except for an Avernic. Was that because they couldn't eat the Avernic, or did they just not consume them?
It wasn't really explained. It was just that they couldn't steal their power.
Okay.
Just for some reason they couldn't do it. I guess
they
probably
weren't
because
tasty. They didn't taste like chicken.
Yeah, they didn't taste good enough, so they just didn't take their powers.
They're said to have a unique ability of sorts. Okay.
Yeah, it was their unique ability to avoid that.
And these Chthonians, they're like the ancestors of modern abyssal demons, which makes me wonder what would happen if one abyssal demon ate all of the others.
I think the abyssal demons are Chthonians.
Yeah, they are Chthonians, but
what happens? What happens if one eats every last other abyssal demon?
It's really
that'd
fat.
be the shortest Slayer task ever.
No, we'll get tier 95 wands and orbs.
I'd be fine with this.
Yeah.
And before new
kill
content.
one, it's like, congratulations, you killed 2,000 abyssal demons. Like, what happened?
You what? It drops like a stack of 200 drops. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What just happened?
Yeah, it's like, what happened
And
to
then,
this demon?
then just the golden beam is like from here to the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or better yet, there is no golden beam because your luck was really that terrible.
Or is
It was just like 5,000 coins total.
Yeah, or unless you're just like me and you suddenly get a stack of 200 abyssal demon heads. This is useless to me.
If you haven't watched this in the past, first of all, how dare you? You should follow us on Twitter at Seercast and and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oh yeah, and there's going to be a list of all of us individually in the group in the description as well. But Kitten is still looking for the last rider drop from KBD, and has instead gotten 12 KBD heads.
Kitten.
And for the record, actually, the funny thing is that for the record, I do have 2 Abyssal Demon heads, 2 Basilisk heads. I have a Cockatrice head and the hand.
I could trade you one.
And she's still waiting for her sandwich.
I'm still waiting for that silly journal that I'm like, at this point, I'm kind of turning into Wahizito. It's like, it doesn't exist. It's not there. It's a figment of my imagination.
I don't think it is actually there. Yeah.
It
wish I could trade.
It exists, and it's awesome.
Yeah, honestly, it's just like, we just need some, I swear, it's to a point where it's like, the head is like a 1 in 80 drop rate.
It was like where, Geena couldn't get what journal was it in LOLDG?
Yak Lagger
Strange
knows.
token.
Yeah, and,
Yak
I'm
Lagger
talking
knows.
about, this is Yik, and she was like, I'm going to submit a thing, cause this doesn't actually exist. I think it was actually the same problem with me and Runebound. I could not find it for like ever.
Yeah, I had the problem with eyeball. Warped eyeball.
Eyeball.
A warped eyeball.
Eyeball. The thing that drops the primal spears.
Oh,
That's
God.
Anyway.
I hate that.
George.
I hate that one.
Yeah, order.
George.
Is that related to Jeff?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's Jeff's brother or something. Chaos.
The World Georger. Anyways.
That's exactly why they named it that.
I'm sure that is why they named it. But,
Gina, Robo,
What?
they all know that I have a special relationship with the plane cruiser.
Oh, yeah.
Lime, this is really irrelevant.
Lime, please. And yes, this is completely irrelevant, and it's my fault, but...
The plane freaker needs to die. He is bad, and he should feel bad.
he is bad, and he should feel bad.
Lime, surveillance is on Twitter, add him to the list.
But yeah, Palkira does mention that the demons, since this is completely related, were creatures of laws and rules, and their culture was a fussy bureaucracy that replaced open warfare with a legal system. Sounds similar to
Modern day,
yeah.
Yep.
Fussy bureaucracy that replaced open warfare with a legal system. Yeah. Unless you're living in Ukraine. But I'll leave it at that. After Xeros' arrival, they lived as nobles. The Chthonians lived as nobles using the Avernic as shock troops. Continued this way in the Zerosian Empire. And every Chthonian was banished to the Abyss or died after Zamorak and the Avernic invaded. And the remnants of them still linger in the Abyss. And that is the Abyssal Demons. So that is worth mentioning.
Now do all Chthonians look retarded?
Well, it says that they have they have a highly chaotic and highly varied appearance. So, probably.
It could be drooling tentacle monster, or it could be this funny thing with horns everywhere.
It could look like a duck on a car.
Yeah, it could be a duck on a car. And I'm pretty sure the picture that I drew of it is pretty demonic. We don't speak of that picture.
We don't speak of that picture unless it shows up in the Seercast video.
Yeah,
but I don't know what picture you're talking about. So
there's some concept art of the Abyssal Demon.
Yeah, that's going to be the background for right now because that actually looks really cool. Although it does look pretty wild. So you have the demons, mentioning... Huh?
Shouldn't we talk about the Avernic?
Finish up with the Chthonians first. Mm-hmm. I think it was...
Yeah, there's Ralvosh's memory and then Modjack's FAQ.
We do have to mention that there was one attempt to summon a Chthonian demon in the facility at Vigora's Folly. Mm-hmm. What do we know about that? Anything? Nothing?
That line
No.
of text existed.
It's
Yeah.
probably just referring to the abyssal demons up in the castle.
Oh, maybe. Okay. And then Mahjrak says that Duke Ceres was one of the Chthonian dukes who led the Zerosian legions. Ceres was the commander of the invasion of Menaphos, and was last seen in the Menaphite Peninsula.
So he got nuked.
Let's just say Tumakin killed him.
Yeah, probably.
He got
Or
nuked.
not.
Abyssal
Also-
demons are weak Chthonians.
I think it's kind of interesting from Ralvash, the Chthonians, whatever, they founded the Playhouse in Centistan 100 years in the past. I don't know if it's the Playhouse, but it's a Playhouse. Meaning
Well,
a
it
place
sounded
where
like-
plays are put on, not a jungle gym.
It sounded like generally the audience was demons for
Yeah.
for that play that was mentioned in Ralvash's memory. It sounded like the play was generally the elite demons, which is interesting to even think, because it's like when you think of the upper class, it's so hard for us to imagine like, oh, these were just demons, they were going out to a play, and there's just like no big deal.
They're
You just
not
picture them with
pillaging.
like, you just picture them with like monocles and top hats, just like, oh, we're going to see a play today. What?
Yes, gorgeous.
Okay, somebody needs to create a picture of just like one of the Abyssal Demon concept art with monocles and top hat.
Oh god.
Not gonna make a really bad one.
10 of 10 would stare at this pretentiously again.
Yep.
But yeah. So, that was the Chthonian, and they also mentioned the Avernic demons. Of this, they have the Pseudaroth subspecies, the Alyaroth, and the Bizroth subspecies in that order of strength.
Yes.
Obviously we know that Krill Pseudaroth is...
A Pseudaroth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not a
Or
Calgarian.
Sothroth.
That's genius. Like,
Yeah, and we know that he's not a
entirely
Calgarian
obvious.
demon. Which we don't actually know what... We don't know what the Calgarians are.
I'm still pretty sure that the Calgarians are the Sothroth demons.
Yeah.
Just sorry.
At the worst, they're Alyaroths. If they're Avernic demons. But it's hard to tell. I think we were discussing this before the podcast, but, because Bilra was said to be interested in the infernal demons, so it raises the question, are the Calgarian infernal?
I don't think so.
It's
They're
pretty
too
clear
Could
that
be-
they're not Gulthanian, or they're not...
Yeah, it could be that he was looking for the Infernals but found something else.
Yeah.
Unless they happen to be Infernals, which we'd need just like actual clarification of what they are, though.
They're too similar to the appearance of Krill Tsareth.
And of course, it could be that the Infernals looked similar to the Avernic, but I think it's the base thing is that we don't know much about the Infernal demons.
Mm-hmm.
They're the earliest race, and they were at one point the masters of the demon races, but we don't know much more than that. The Avernic demons did live as slaves under the Infernals, and remained slaves under the Chthonians, which is why they were so eager to join Zamorak after he returned. They were very tribal, primitive, and constantly fighting with each other. They could not be consumed by the Chthonians. Pseudaroths were sometimes called Elder Demons or Butcher Demons, both of which we know from lore. The Pseudaroth demons ruled over the Alyaroth and the Bizroth. They lived as elites in the Empire. I'm assuming that's the Zerosian Empire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it could also refer to whatever civilization they had back on in Furnace.
And then they began developing a sentiment of rebellion. Only 2 Pseudaroth demons pledged allegiance.
Yeah, that was an allegiance to Zamorak. I should have
to
clarified
Zamorak.
that, but those were the 2 actually named demons. So
Yeah.
Thammaron and Zebub
Yes.
are Gumbo demon.
The Gumbo. Oh man.
There's one more weird thing I want to mention. That, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think somewhere in the LOL DG lore, it said that Bilrock gave Zamorak Krill Sitsora.
What?
Huh?
But
What?
Spam.
yeah, I know. A little weird.
Bill got
Yes.
Zammy Krill. I don't
So
even
he-
know what that means.
So
Oh,
he
he got him from
he
Bill
found
Ultimate.
Oh, he found Krill for Zam. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Okay, that makes
I feel like
sense. That's perfectly reasonable as well. But yeah, after Xeris' defeat, they traveled with Zamorak to overthrow the Clothonians on Infernus, and the Avernic became very loyal and were the backbone of his army in the God Wars. And most
they were
humans
very
only know of the Avernic. I guess the
Yeah.
only reason we know of the Clothonians is because of the Abyss.
The lore noobs.
Yeah, that would make sense that most of the demons that, like the more common ones, are just Avernic.
I guess it's worth mentioning that all of those abyssal critters are probably Clothonian demons, because there's 4 or 5 kinds of them.
I
Yeah.
think Mahjarrat
Considering-
commented on that.
Did he?
Yeah, considering how derpy they are,
I think he didn't intend for them to be, but
it would
I mean,
explain
What else would they be at this point?
justifies their existence.
Like, yeah. I don't remember what
Yeah.
they're called, what the different demons in the Abyss are called. I knew they used to be rather annoying and pile you.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether EOC changed that.
They're still annoying and they still pile you.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so they're still all just slobbery little monsters.
Robo, what are you doing? Robo is
Yeah,
falling through the world
meanwhile-
gate.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's a group of us trying to get into the world gate right now.
They're trying
so-
to into the world gate.
Which mostly means like ramming their heads.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I don't know. We're doing a pretty good job.
I managed to find chocolate in there.
You
Me
what?
too. A chocolate egg. It was delicious.
According to Haziel's memory, the Avernic don't eat. I know that that's incredibly important, but yeah. They seem to generate internal energy to stay alive. And,
So they're really slow explosives.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
controlled explosion is that's like the most efficient form of energy generation there is. They're constantly temperature hot due to the leaking of power, hence why Haziel mentioned that he wanted to drop one in a swimming pool and use it to heat water for him.
Throw it in a lake!
And they combust on death, so they do spontaneously combust.
Can one
Yeah,
drown?
so
Because if it drowns, that completely ruins the whole throw the Avernic demon in the lake thing.
yeah, that just makes.
Well,
Water.
if they don't,
I mean, it doesn't.
do
help.
they breathe?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's one thing that's never mentioned. They just don't eat anything.
Do
but
they
I
think?
guess if,
Do the Mahjarrat
If they-
think of breathing as a thing?
yeah, that's the weird
Maybe.
part. Because I guess if they generate or channel energy to stay alive, then they may not necessarily. I mean, then they don't work on oxygen.
Because the
But they
reason
need-
why we breathe, I mean, this is bringing real life science into it, is because it's our energy. Like, it
Well, I
keeps
mean-
it keeps our body going.
Yeah.
Like- the demons, they need to have an intake of something in order to reproduce or heal or anything.
Maybe they
they're
passively
getting-
absorb energy.
If they're just continuously absorbing energy, then they may not even need anything.
And what would be really interesting is if that energy was just absorbed from the environment around them, which was provided through other demons. So it's like self-sustaining, self-generating, and cyclical.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Just yay, demonology.
Yay.
Figure out how a demon works.
Jack, please.
Tell us how demons breathe.
demons breathe?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
yeah.
Throw in
demon breeding. We need to find that out.
Breathe.
And then
This is the
Mahjarrat
most
breathing.
important question of our age. Can demons breathe?
Oh, I
demons
meant
breathe,
breed.
not breed.
No, I mean
Yeah,
breathe.
Tune into
We don't
thinking
care.
breed.
We don't care about how they breed.
No, we don't.
Breathing.
We don't really care about that.
Oh, come on.
Nope, we don't.
They could just explode into spores for all we care.
That would be perfectly fine.
I think that's
Demons are
taken.
mushrooms, confirmed.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Demons are the cordyceps virus.
Anyways,
One play past.
so in Lamastard's memory, they also are mentioned, and they had finished a war of liberation from oppressors worse than the Zerosians. So they were drawn to the Zamorakian philosophy. They are disorganized beings at the best of times, so they fit right in with Zamorak.
Now, if only Zamorak fit in with Zamorak.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know.
If only Zamorak wasn't kinda rude.
If only Zamorak was Zamorak. Wait, what?
No kidding.
But yeah. So I think that... Does anybody have anything else they want to mention about the Avernic, or anything they want to discuss about said Avernics?
Yes, the Imp were pests during the Empire. They were pests just as they are now.
We already
Yeah, we
mentioned
mentioned
that,
that.
I think.
Oh, it bears repeating.
It does
now
bear
it's
repeating.
relevant.
Now it is actually relevant that pests
Yay.
are Avernic demons, and they are annoying. They were the Bizroth, weren't they? I would assume.
They would be really
Yeah,
mindless.
that's
They would be like super small Bizroth.
But no, the
yeah,
Bizroth.
well, the Bizroth, they were wingless, yeah.
Yeah, the
do imps
Bizroth
have wings?
Yeah, they do.
No,
Oh.
I don't think the pests
I don't-
all have. Some of them do.
Well, the,
Critters do.
I'm explaining.
yeah.
Lime.
The Bizroth, they are lesser demons, and the Azeroth or whatever, however you pronounce it, they are the greater demons.
The Aluroth?
Yeah, the Aluroth.
Okay.
Those are greater demons. The Bizroth are lesser demons.
Fair enough. Alright. So,
Imps are just like fronts.
yeah, pretty much.
Imps are pests. They're flies.
They're the annoying
Drop a
little
lot of
things
flyers.
that nobody cares about.
They live about as long as flies as well.
Yeah,
Annoying little
Yeah.
birds.
but yeah. So, that pretty much covers what we wanted to mention about demons. Moving on into gods. So we'll start with Amescut.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh god.
We mentioned a little bit about Amescut before, and that she went to Freneske with Eclairin, and clearly was not insane at that point, and told the Mahjarrat of a world of weaklings, assaulted by an implacable foe, who is Zeros, who they later went and sided with.
And they placate.
Yeah, but that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story for another time, and that other time may be several minutes from now.
Or
Yeah,
it could
but
have also
they
been,
have
or
Kelvin.
What line?
it was also an hour previous.
Yeah, some of it was touched on.
Yeah. That's true. They stated the world was in need of such great beings as the Mahjarrat. The Mahjarrat would be given great respect and influence, but she seemed dismayed at the ways of the Mahjarrat during the debate and left their village and headed toward the volcano, never to be seen again. So we mentioned this before. Is there anything else that we want to touch on for Amescut?
Not really, just
Now,
her and Eclairin were there.
Yeah. I think, and similarly, Eclairin went to Freneske with Amescut. Same thing. It is unknown what he thought about the debate and the acts of the Mahjarrat, and he left with them after Amescut buggered off. So yay. Okay, so that covers Amescut and Eclairin. Now for the real one. Lornob.
Hey.
The good King
Lornob.
Lornob.
The good King Lornob, which actually was not very good of a king, and was rather unintelligent. Yeah.
Apparently, a many-headed god of limited intellect, but tremendous might. And he was trapped by Zeros' legions during Zeros' takeover of Sentistan.
He was the
And
previous
then
ruler of
Zeros-
Sentistan as well.
So then Zeros, Lornob seems to be like a feudal lord. He ruled over small villages across the countryside, but he didn't really do much with them because he's an idiot.
Yeah. He cannot into ruling.
So, what Zeros did was he turned Lornob into a living power source, and he powered his empire off that. So that, coupled with the fact that Mizark said that demons were used to light the furnaces, And
Well-
Haziel's inquiry that the Avernick could be used to heat water for a city.
Wait, did
That's
Mizark
just-
actually say that you could light furnaces with...
Yeah, he poured like salts in order to replenish the soil so they could farm more. Because
Mm-hmm.
Zeros
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, devised a plan to
Okay.
replenish salts using furnaces powered by demons.
Yes, so Zeros was really into farming. It also
farming it.
all
Zeros
this-
may have had 120 farming, confirmed.
Yes.
all this really leads me to believe that Zerosian technology was really biotech type of stuff, so we'd use like living machines and stuff like that, as well as like having an arcane and thaumaturgical aspect to it. So that's my technical stuff for now, because I love technical stuff so much.
Yes.
Also, I was wondering, could Lornab's remains be something?
I'm wondering if Lornab's even dead.
Yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
know if he's dead? Like, I know that Jack's kind of mentioned, like, oh yeah, Lornab was killed during Zerosian Empire, or by Zeros
that
when
was
he showed
that
up.
was the original way he pitched it to us. He said that, do you want to add something completely irrelevant? The name of a god who died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do we actually know he's dead? And he has, of course,
No.
Jack also mentioned he has no intention of ever making more Lornab content, but...
Yeah. No. What he said was that to get Lornab named Lornab, he had to agree that Lornab's not going to be used in any content ever.
Yeah.
Other
And
than that.
and we would have to bug Mod Osborne for that. So, Mod Osborne.
Get on this now. We need a Lornab quest.
I mean,
Actually, I don't care about
Jack
Lornab
could-
Quest. Just, like, something confirming that he's dead, or that, like,
I bet he's in Tolna's Rift. Like, I bet
mean,
he's
Yeah,
where it's-
as Walter just said, he's probably at the very bottom.
Mhm.
we just lost Kitten.
Yeah, we just lost Kitten.
If I was going to continue on with what Kitten said, Lornab is possibly right at the bottom of Tolna's Rift. So, I still like to say, if it's possible to twist a god inside out like that and use it for a power source, can we please do it to Ceradon? Because that would be awesome.
Yeah, there we go.
Kitten
Or,
fell in the rift.
I actually.
And now she's
Mom
speaking from the
reclaimed
bottom of it.
Mom reclaimed her.
She's speaking from the next realm.
So we can hear you very faintly.
Kitten fell in the lake.
I'm sorry.
Okay, now she's crawling back out of the rift.
Am I okay now?
Yes, you're fine.
Okay. That was
that was actually perfect. Because it was, you
scary,
faded
though.
out so fast, it was like falling into the rift.
Yeah, I was
Like,
like
bye.
dragged in and then you come back.
That's creepy.
33.
Whatever those like cartwheeling things are in the rift just wanted to say hi to me.
Yeah, I also went to Tolna's rift looking for Slisky's memory because I don't even know why.
yeah. Yeah,
And I was like,
Dark
what the
idea.
hell are these things? And this place is creepy as shit.
He fits right in.
Remember, like, even though the graphics were like so
Oh
bad,
god,
and
the
still
graphics are awful.
Like, it was like one of the first quests I ever did. I was like, oh my god, jump scares are in this game. What?
No more.
They are working out for me really well.
Gina still says we need to make up a reason that Slisky could be tied to every place that I tried,
Yeah, so-
which was
so that's
all
like-
over the frickin' place. I went to
So we have to make
all
up
of the
stories as to-
towers.
Yeah, we have to make stories as to why Slisky went to the Ice Path, the Cosmic Entities Plane, Tolna's Rift.
All four of
Wherever
the
else we
Wizard and Necromancer towers. Dark Wizard, Wizard Tower, Necromancer Tower.
We also have to find out why he went to rat catchers and rat pits in Troubled Room.
I did not go to Rat Pits. I will not go to that place. That is the place for things to die.
It is the Shadow Plane.
Things do that.
Also, you did not go to Nex.
I did not go to. I went to the God Wars dungeon though. I just
Yeah.
entered and was like, okay, it's not here. Okay, bye.
Rat Pits is the place
So
where
what you have to do is you have to go to the...
Is it possible that the
generals.
rat pits is in the Shadow Realm? And
No.
by
No.
entering rat pits, you
No.
can't into Shadow
No.
Realm?
Oh,
No.
Rat Pits is the place where content goes to die.
What? Boss fight. Walter wants us to mention something, but we don't know what he wants us to mention. Oh, the Hydra and Tolna's boss fight apparently has exactly 3 heads. Why is that important?
3 heads just as the old god did.
A many-headed god of stupid.
See,
That's so bad. Those graphics.
That graphic.
So bad.
Oh dear God.
I was
So
feeling those
bad.
graphics were good when they were released.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm
Yeah,
sure
they
they were
were
like
pretty good
top
when
of
they
the
came
line
out.
when they were released, but oh dear God, that looks so bad now. Thank you for
That's
having
pretty
updated
bad.
most of the game from away from looking like that.
Yeah, that's now
They
how
might
I
as well
picture Lornab, unless he's pictured otherwise.
Yeah, same here.
well, it could be like a manifestation of his power, sort of thing. Like a shadow.
That's the justification for his existence, because we just wanted a god called Lornab.
I mean, I guess to be fair, the fact that it's called Lornab is the silliest thing ever. But I guess to be fair, Tolna's Rift is like where Senteaston used to be, so
There's a connection somewhere.
I'm sure that there's some kind of connection that they didn't even know about when they made this.
Yep.
When they made...
that was one thing that...
Yeah.
That was one thing that was great about the memories. It tied up so much old lore as well.
Yeah.
It tied it into the new lore. Rather than just override the old lore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It did a good job of pulling in obscure bits and pieces and making it relevant. Yeah, we are spending way too much time on Lornab, but it's epic.
It's a god named Lornab. What more can we want?
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're gonna move on into the real highlight of this, and that's talking about Zeros.
We're all gonna start Zerubing a lot right now.
Yeah. I
Also-
think, that goes without saying.
If you guys
It's
can
okay,
tell,
though.
I was,
I
also,
can't do that.
I was also doing jazz hands.
I
when
turn
said
around and here you are just doing this.
Jazz what?
I was doing jazz hands.
What do her hands look like?
Anyways. Jazz hands. Gina, please. But yeah, so moving into Zeros, we do know we have learned quite a bit about him and his arrival on Gielinor. After his arrival, he tricked the Chthonian ruler, and this was Hostilius, to give him control of the 12 demon legions, and then he used that to gain military power unmatched by any other god. He played on the Avernix Relius side to sway them to him, but only 2 Tsuroth demons pledged alliance to him. So he didn't have full power, and that is one of the reasons that that Zamorak was able to gain a lot of traction. He tripped through. What the hell is the chat going on about? What are you doing? Walter, stop. Walter.
It's the World Gate
Stop
is
it.
just
Stop
trying to, like, now it's like Zeros was like a Tesla car, and he fell through the portal on Lornab. Like, Lornab got crushed by a Tesla. That's what happened.
Zeros is clearly a guy named Eros, Model Z, a Lime bot that accidentally enchanted Key. He tripped through the portal into Gielinor and fell on Lornab, crushing him. And this is the Seercast scribe, everybody.
So is this the duck on a car story?
What?
It's the Zeros
But
on
who's
a Lornab.
But who was Duck?
I don't even. Anyways. I just...
We'll just have to screen cap this and just go with it.
I don't even.
Yeah.
But yeah.
During the podcast.
Because it happens.
This is what happens when we are 2 hours in. We start doing silly things. Actually,
Yeah,
we're closer
Zeros.
to 2.5 because of the break we took, but...
Okay, does
Can you imagine us at 15
anyone want the
hours?
Red Bull I brought now, by any chance? No?
What about
No, we
Lime
still got... What?
Wants Red Bull.
No.
Courtesy of
Never.
Runic.
No, thanks. Anyways, moving on.
But clearly, Zeros was Czar operating system. I would know. I invented him, since I am the creator of bots.
Okay,
Czar
Lime.
OS.
ZAROS. Oh, dear
Oh,
God.
no.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But Lime, did you come up with this before 2011? That is the
Of course
question.
not.
Of course not. Akthanakos says that Zeros' legions imprisoned and tortured Lornab to use him as living power source, while he made Sentistan a thriving city over time. His methods of getting there involved having the people study the new religion, law, and the infernal language. And we mentioned earlier that of the literacy rate and of the humans...
The Zerosian Empire had a 20% literacy rate.
which is significantly higher than the 0% that Saraderps had.
Yep.
But it was significantly less than the projected 100%.
What projected are you talking about?
The one that Zeros wanted.
Did Zeros actually want 100%?
Yeah, he wanted
He
100%.
just wants it best.
His law was that all humans had to be taught how to read and write.
Oh
but
yeah, that's right. And then, but he was like, it was logistically impractical for that to happen, so they were like, okay, 20%, whatever.
So the Mahjarrat playfully ignored his rules.
Yep. Zeros taught the people of Sentistan the secrets of agriculture, industry, and architecture, such as aqueducts, which caused the empire to greatly modernize, and the population to grow.
So Zeros was really more of an engineer than an emperor. He had ministers and stuff, and pontifexes do everything for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he went and built stuff or plotted the downfall of something or something.
Something like
Or,
that.
if you believe me, then he was up to
Something.
something really bad with the world, and I still believe that's the
K-Lime.
case.
K.
I can't remember this guy.
K-Lime. And then in Mizarg's memory, it is mentioned, that's the sanitation memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
He brought secrets to Sentistan from Infernus, and other worlds he had visited, and some of his own devising, possibly, we don't know. He understood the physical needs of humans, and shared the knowledge of how to provide for them with the church and the whole empire. Kind of goes back to the Acellus thing, where, like, humans need something to worship, so he provided that, and provided them something to believe in, meaning, like, his law and his philosophy. He taught the humans how to farm more intensively, replenish salts and soil through crop rotation, and via furnaces powered by demons.
That was what I mentioned earlier.
Development of aqueducts. The use of water for baths by the wealthy and worthy. Waste disposal.
The poop aqueducts.
Yes.
Or, as everyone else calls them, sewers.
Cloacas. Brought a shared language, a shared currency, and it was the shared language was the infernal language, which is Latin.
The language of the Infernals.
Yes.
So that's the origin story for Latin.
Yes. And disposal of waste was second priority. Provide food and water. Yep. And then he also created a replacement ritual stone. We mentioned this before at Gorok after the observation of a ritual on Gielinor. And Lamastard memory says that he died. Thank you, Lamastard, for that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the help, man.
Zeros is dead, confirmed.
Yes. It was said in Lamastard's memory, it can't possibly be untrue.
Exactly. And compare that to Ozanager, who's just like, holy crap, no.
He is
No,
not.
this isn't happening.
He
This
is
isn't happening.
Well, to be
he is
fair,
a sentient flying hoodie, and I must put it on.
yes.
Cue face melting.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be fair, the none of the other Mahjarrat ever say, aside from Azzy, they never actually say he's dead. They just mention, if they mention him at all, that he's gone. So. We mentioned Tumikin already, and then Zamorak happens. So, in Karshai's memory,
Yeah.
he apparently has expressions of joy on his face as he cut down human after human to slay his bloodlust.
Yeah, he was a very violent person, as you can very well tell.
Yeah, no kidding. Jalin said that after the war with the Menephites was over, they moved to the Empire. Zeros gave him the rank of Legatus and was later promoted to Legatus Maximus to prevent conflict with Azzy.
So that means he wouldn't pick a fight with anyone, but in the end he picked a fight with the big guy.
Yeah.
And then won, which was...
We know that he told that when he was rounding up his cronies to challenge Zeros or to just dethrone him, he told everybody what they wanted to hear. So, typical bureaucrat.
Yeah, and of course, Anakra just had to follow him around for all that.
Yep. Which,
Freaking Anakra.
If I'm honest, then we should probably be thanking her for doing that.
Like thanks for coming along. So then we could, read about this later.
No,
but,
Geena.
I mean,
so that we can also benefit from this.
Yeah.
Has Anakra ever done anything that's remotely useful?
She's
no.
Aside from just being present, not really.
Her being present isn't ever useful either.
Yeah.
Made a nice head of his statue? I don't know.
Yeah.
She gave us the camel mask.
No, actually,
that was Acthanakos.
That was, yeah.
Acthanakos' camel face.
Damn it.
And camel face is officially more useful than her now, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so Knocker still just has,
She provided XP upon defeat. Okay, that's the only use that she has ever had, is giving us XP.
The XP that, to most of us now, seems really insignificant.
Well, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But it's still XP.
Yeah.
It's still one
No XP
millionth
waste.
of the way to 99 or something like that.
Yeah.
An insignificant pile of XP.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So she's still not helpful.
She's still not helpful. So we've established now that Anakra is useless.
I think we have
On a scale of
candidate
Hazard
next
to,
well.
So
On a scale of Khazard to Anakra, how useless is someone?
That's a very small scale.
That is a very small scale.
Like 1 and 2.
I think it's a solid Zemmery.
Oh my god. Except that Zemregal's not as useless as either of those. He's
Yes,
almost,
he is.
he's not useless, he's a derp fail.
Yeah. Dirt fail's not the same as useless.
He does stuff, but just never succeeds.
He always fails.
Tries. It's the sort of thing, it's like, well,
denied, so.
Yeah.
pay for effort.
Zemregal, he tries stuff, but it never works out in his favor. Like getting deflected from Varrock by some dude with a shield. One dude with one shield.
Twice. It happened
Oh
twice.
right, twice. Getting deflected from Varrock twice by one dude with one shield.
Don't forget, he lost in a one-on-one combat with, no, it wasn't one-on-one, he had people to help him with the world, with us, with the simple human.
Bulls.
And then he tried to get the greatest hero that had ever been in Gillinor at the time to help him out. And in the end, it turned out that it didn't work.
Yep.
And then he got, what is it?
Our winner. Zemregal just is a winner.
Yeah.
Alright, anyways. Lamistard, again, thinks Zeros died, but he mentions, this is what we mentioned about Zamorak's political ideology, I guess I should say. Someone needs to go off and make a scale of Mahjarrat uselessness.
Yeah.
I could do that if you
Useless Mahjarrat number
Do it.
1. Useless Mahjarrat number 2.
Nakra to Susuke.
Alright, no, it'd be Khazard to Slisky.
Yeah.
But,
Actually, I think Azanadra would be on top, because Slisky isn't useful, he's just...
Oh, he's changed the most things.
He's driving plot right now, okay?
yeah, he is a plot device right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, then he's useful.
Some thought, but anyways, back to Zamorak. Some thought that he wished to rule, and the rebellion was just a political coup. Some thought he had an ideological motivation. We mentioned that this was the one that gained the most traction. He didn't ever actually confirm either one. He just kind of did what he did.
To be honest, I'm buying more into the theory that this was a political coup.
Yeah, I think it was too.
Yeah.
Because A, he was a general, and B, he wanted power, so it was definitely a coup.
But if it was but whichever one gains the most traction, like, he's not gonna go back and say, oh, no, that's wrong. He's gonna be like, sure, I did it because of that. Sure. And then just kinda go with it.
Yeah, it seems like they just went with the whole, like, well, he's the physical embodiment of chaos, like, just to get people to be like, oh, okay, cool.
He preached with such fervor and impact, it surprised Lamestard that he was a legatus and not a pontifex.
So he was a political general.
Yeah.
Yep.
Human followers saw chaos as the rallying flag, and some came to them after rejecting some aspect of the Empire's authority. They found the idea of individuality appealing to them. And then there's that anti-authoritarianism, and then anarchism. We mentioned demons.
Oh, wait, Gordon, stop! You lore failed!
Oh no, what?
What?
Yeah, Zemi was the one that was supposed to be a pontifex.
Then why is this under Zamorak?
Because it's about Zamorak. Everything's like, Zamorak's so great, chaos, chaos, chaos,
Oh,
Zamorak.
chaos, chaos, Red Axe, Hail Trade, Mark, chaos, chaos.
Yeah, pretty much he was like that. And that's why it's under Zamorak.
Veylantz has to head off because it's like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So thank you for stopping by, Veylantz. Please follow him on Twitter because he is a great person and he is a Seercaster, so do that.
Yay.
Glad to have you aboard, man.
Yep. Thanks for joining once again after quite a while. Okay, Geena. But yeah, then there's this. Apparently I lore failed that was Zemrigal, but it is never actually mentioned here. Kitten, please.
Alright, I was just typing what was in the book, and if it sounded weird, I blame the book.
I blame the book too.
I blame Karshai for sucking at writing sentences.
God damn it, Jack. I mean Karshai.
There's your list, guys. There's your list of effectiveness.
No, Zemrigal should be way farther down.
Lucian should also be way farther down.
Well, he got the staff.
He should be like a 4. Because he got the staff, and then died.
Then what?
I am a god. No, you're not. Dragonkin says no. Stab.
Hang on, let me just.
I think Zemrigal would be pretty low because he failed to take Varrock twice.
We're talking about success.
Also, how are Mizark and Ralvash on the list and not Lamestard?
Don't forget Jalon.
He made a tunnel.
There's a difference between useless and failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a big difference between useless and fail derp.
Don't forget Jalon.
Jalon is a pro.
Yeah, if he gets unfrozen, his great plan is to refreeze himself.
Yeah, it's pretty pro.
Where am I gonna put him? We're running out of room here.
Hang on, you forgot Karshai.
Who says we only have one per thing? Why can't Khazard, Anakra, Lamestard, and Mizark all be number 1?
Proof that we have no idea how to make a scale of Mahjarrat useful.
How to make scales.
Alright, we'll get back
It's too relative.
This is so silly. Why are we doing this?
Later.
Why are we
back
doing
to
this?
Zamorak for like the 5th time.
Yeah. We are so off topic, it's so bad.
Yeah.
More stuff about
Zemrigal's memory.
And most remain loyal to Zamorak, but not his cult. I don't know what that even means.
They didn't necessarily like his followers, but they were okay with his philosophy.
Oh.
But they didn't like the crazy, like,
they didn't like the
I wrote
anarchy.
Holy Book.
The anarchy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zemrigal's memory. Oh boy. This was actually absolutely my favorite, because this set up a pretty strong timeline of Xeros was defeated, and then this event happened, this event happened, this event happened, this event happened, and then the God Wars started. Where Zemrigal says Zamorak killed, or didn't kill, he defeated, he stabbed Xeros.
Poked a hole in our hoodie.
Yes, he poked a hole in the hoodie. He stabbed Xeros, essentially banished him and enveloped his power, and then
he kind of collapsed.
And then, oh my God. Yeah, he was too he didn't know what to do with his power. Like he was obviously way more powerful than he was before, but his body couldn't handle it or something like that.
He kind of collapsed on the floor and had a seizure or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then the demons said, "You come with me."
Yeah.
So they took him to
they kidnapped him.
Infernus. And then Saradomin and Armadil showed up, and they went, well, shit. They took the staff and the stone, ran away, and then 19 years later, God Wars.
So it's worth mentioning here that Saradomin and Armadil had nothing to do with his quote-unquote banishment. He was never banished. They came by and they were like, well, this sucks.
There's nothing for that. There was nothing for them to do, so they took his treasures. And
so they said, "Yoink! I will take these, and now I will invade Xeros' empire," which Azzy held off valiantly.
Yeah.
But then, 19 years later, when he returned to Gielinor when Zamorak was in Infernus, he led the rebellion against the Chthonians. Eventually, the Chthonians were defeated after 20 years, and then he came back to Gielinor as the head of the Avernic army, and the God Wars happened.
Yes, that was exactly how it played out.
Also, Draken was promised Hallovail. He did get that. He may or may not still have that. We don't actually know a whole lot about Lord Draken right now. And Lucian was promised Frinthri, which at the time was a thriving area of not deadness.
And then accidents happened.
Whoops.
Sorry about that, Lucian.
Yeah, I think Lucian got the worst deal.
Yeah, Lucian
he got the short end of the stick, and that's...
Walter says, didn't Lucian shy away from actually going there, and didn't actually go to the fall and betrayal, I think?
Yeah.
It could have been just like, hey, you're gonna have control of this. Cool, so I don't have to do anything. Oh, he got destroyed. Shit.
I just want to see his face when that happens. Just like, the smile just slowly fade away.
No.
And in that moment, Lucian said, "I'm out. You're dead."
Screw you guys.
At that moment, Lucian decided that he would become a god.
Lucian's like, screw it. Zamorak sucks at his job. I'm gonna do it better.
Yeah, pretty much. The sad thing is, I can actually see that as the way it played out.
I'm gonna take everything.
I hate you, Zamorak. I'm going to be better than you by doing what you did, but failing at it.
Doing it so stupidly.
You dare destroy my land?
You dare defy a Mahjarrat that is weaker than you?
You defy your wish that you would give me a land out of your own free will. Here you go back on your word.
It's like people complaining about Jagex not releasing updates on time.
Yes, that's it.
You dare not give us something you don't have to give us?
That's it. That's who Lucian is. Lucian's part of the game that plays about everything.
He's the physical.
Okay.
He's just the physical embodiment of the annoying side of the player base.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, how dare you give me this update? How dare you?
Oh my god.
Yeah, Lucian's on the recent game updates forum.
That. Oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear.
I think we have broken the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moving right along, then.
It seems like we can kind of skip over the last section because it's just Palkira kind of restating the stuff with the demons.
We've mentioned Armadillo a little bit here. Unless somebody has anything else they want to mention about Zamorak.
I can't think of
Rules of Phoenix.
Chaos, Hail Jeff, Chaos, Red Axe, Chaos.
Hail Jeff.
Anyone want chaos cookies?
Chaos cookies.
Oh my
Chaos
god.
cookies.
Yeah, I have 2 interesting pictures that could go here.
Chaos cookies. That's not how you spell. Screw it. I spelled it wrong, but that fits. Chaos
Works.
cookies. I spelled it CHOAS
Armadillo is a phoenix.
because I apparently cannot into spelling. But
Coas cookies.
Armadillo, we mentioned that Armadillo yoinked the staff of Armadillo after Zamorak buggered off and took it back to the Temple of Ekov. And
Just to say,
did know the actual power of the staff. What?
Why do you think that was a good idea? It gets stolen once, so he just puts it in a temple.
You need to put it back.
Well, it was warded. The staff was supposedly warded. I don't know how it was warded such that we could get through, but
Armadillo trusts us.
But apparently, it was safe from Lucian for centuries, for millennia.
It's probably still anti-Mahjarrat thing, since we saw it in The World Wakes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, even Guthix thought of it. And he just showed up near the end and he's like, nah, I'm having none of this.
Actually, Crest did that.
Yep,
Very true. Crest did that. And Crest showed up even later.
Limebot number
Guardian is.
Limebot number 1 himself.
Yup.
Yep.
Alright, so I think that pretty much wraps up what we want to say about the gods as well. Are we missing anything? Are we lore failing still?
Nope, but we've been going for a fair while now.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
We should probably...
What were you saying, Robo?
Oh, I said we forgot to mention Asnatra's hat.
Oh, well, we're not done
yeah.
yet, but we're getting close.
It'll come up.
Well, we've mentioned the next up is locations, and we've already talked a lot about most of them. We've talked about Frenesque pretty ad nauseum, Infernus as well.
I'm still dreaming of Sentistin.
Well, I think Meeting history, please. Meeting history 3, please.
Yes.
Meeting history Sentistent. There's so much they could do with that. Acthanakos was mentioning about Lornab. Yeah, so we've already talked mostly about all of this.
Yeah, a little bit about a lot about the whole Tumekin thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we talked about that a whole lot. Okay, so I think that covers pretty much everything with regards directly to the Mahjarrat memories. It is worth mentioning the rewards a little bit. The mini Lucian is...
are you trying to revive a dead Geena?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Geena, she doesn't have it yet, so there's no chance of other Geena showing back up, but...
The world is safe now.
For now.
We also got a lore noob hat. Thank you so much, Jack, for giving us that.
Yes.
It's just...
Good job, Jack.
It makes us talk about...
No, it actually does
No,
not.
it
It just
doesn't.
makes
We're
you
actually
do that.
Yeah.
Just say, cool, thanks.
I love that. Yeah. That's my thoughts exactly. No lie.
And I was wearing some stupid thing with feathers. And then this happened.
But yeah, so it's the lore noob hat, the Azzy's Trilby or whatever, Nabonix Trilby, I don't know what it's called.
Dr. Navanix Old Trilby.
Yes, that thing.
It's quite a long description just to say as.
Is the lore noob Azzy hat that we have always
coveted for so long.
That many of us have owned. I actually have not ever owned one, but I
tried to buy one. It's expensive, apparently.
Yeah, it is.
I I put an offer in for 500k for that, and it still didn't buy. And I thought, no hat is worth that, except if it's a tripod.
Lime, please. There was the other one was the Dark Cavalier.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm still wearing that.
The Dark Cavalier, which I suspect just crashed.
Yeah, perhaps. Since people merch Dark Cavaliers. Also with this was the Ninja World Gate update, which these noobs are standing in front of and
We're
spamming.
still partying here.
World Gate, awesome.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't actually know where it is, but I suspect I know where it is.
Can I
Yeah,
you should know. It's in
this
your
makes
soul.
me really excited.
Go Lime.
Alright, so basically...
I'm not worried
it's
about
a
spoilers.
It's an update that is based around next week for Fate of the Gods, and it's the World Gate, as it takes you to different realms, or it's supposed to. What it does now is you're able to kind of control it, and this is only if you're wearing the Ring of Visibility, by the way, because
And
it's
still
supposed to
cannot
be
enter
put in the
Shadow
Shadow
Realm.
Realm. What? You need the Ring of Visibility in order to see it or interact with it. And when you're there, you are able to you're kind of able to shift where the location takes you, so that you can get to places like Vampirium or the Naragi home.
Well, at least theoretically.
except you can't.
You can
Yeah, you
shift
can't.
it and then, like, scry it,
You can
which
look
is
into,
fitting. But,
you can see like Terragard, Ketsi, Infernus, New Domina, Frenesque, Abena, Naragi Homeworld, Vampirium, and 2 worlds that we haven't identified yet.
Which are the 2 we've not identified?
They would be T, which is a heavily forested world, and which one is that?
The one
fire
that's
one.
engulfed in flames.
M.
It's one that's engulfed in flames, and it appears to be kind of beautiful. And I always thought this... we don't really know which they are.
Yeah, we were kind of debating internally between whether Infernus was through the gate you see many twisted plains filled with fire, or through the gate you see the world engulfed in flames. It's kind of beautiful, because Palkira mentions that Infernus is strangely beautiful.
And it's all just one plane, so that would make the one labeled with I make no sense. But these consistently have, so that in the runic script, wherever you dial it is the first letter of the name of the world. So the one labeled with I would make more sense for Infernus, but that one says that you see many twisted plains filled with fire. So it's really weird, and we don't really know much about this. And
as for the beautiful part,
yeah, the beautiful.
Go on,
part.
Robo.
It's also mentioned in Moya's the Book of Zamorak, that the world that Zamorak was in, it also looked pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
She couldn't describe it, so.
Yeah, it's one of it's like
I might just go on the whole thing that Moya is more human than Palkira.
yeah. I mean, it's hard to. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those like I guess that's something we'll see soon enough, like which one is which. But
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only one that we know that we'll be able to go to is Frenesque in the near future. So it could be that we're going to all these worlds soon. It could also be that we're not going to these worlds.
Well, to be fair, one of them is Abena, and we know that is something that they want to develop.
Yeah.
One of them,
One is the Naragi homeworld, which we can visit through the Fairy Ring Network.
Yeah.
Well, sort of.
One is Vampirium, which we know that they want to explore in the later Myrique series stuff.
Yeah.
We think it's Vampirium.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's pretty. I would.
Talks about blood and.
It's described as a world with a blood-red sky and many castles and fortresses. It sounds vampiric enough, so we think it's Vampirium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that Terragard is one of the worlds.
Yes, it says you see strange devices crackling with red lightning,
which is a
and that
schism.
Correlates to the power that's derived from the schism, or schism, as I like to call it, but that's incorrect.
Yeah, you are wrong.
I was like calling it schism too.
Yeah, it's schism.
Anyways, there is a specific way to, like, dial the world gate, and that's a Stargate reference, because the whole thing's a Stargate reference. That's pretty awesome, if you ask me.
Was it designed to be a Stargate reference, or did it just kind of accidentally?
I think it's designed to be one.
It looks like a Stargate reference.
Fair enough. I don't know anything about Stargate, so...
You should watch it. It's amazing. Meh. But, what you have to do is you have to dial certain worlds in order to get to the Frenesque one. So, the first letter you have to dial...
Spoilers. Kind of.
Yeah. This is spoilery. You basically have to dial the word Ma.
Meh.
There we go. Kitten said it.
That was me, and that kind of failed.
Kitten said it too.
Anyways, you have to dial Ma. And then it'll get you to Frenesque. And I've already relogged, and it disconnected from Frenesque, so don't relog.
It changes.
What?
Yeah, if you take off the ring of visibility, it'll change.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I found. Logging in and out seems to keep it there.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused, but I've never been there.
If you look at the gate, and if you took off your ring and put it back on, it would change the location.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just shuffle
Whether it's
around.
the same location or not, I haven't done it yet.
No. Yeah, and you have to, and it's worth mentioning, you have to have the ring of visibility on when you go and look at the gate. So, yeah.
And continue to tease me about not being able to into Shadow Realm, but...
I'm just like, taking it on and off now.
Despite how much we try here at Seercast, we cannot into Shadow Realm.
I think the only person that actually tries to into Shadow Realm is Geena.
Yeah.
Well,
probably.
We're trying to go into the Shadow Realm right now, but it's not working.
And by we, you mean you.
I mean, I tried to surge into it, but clearly the only thing I'm able to surge into are trees and cactuses. And cactuses. Somehow cactuses in the desert.
Like a boss.
Ow. That sounds
That sounds relatively painful.
Yeah.
But we don't even know if we can go to the Shadow Realm through the World Gate, so I don't know why that's something like...
Wait, why would we be trying to
Why
do
would
this?
we want to do that anyway? Unless our name is Geena, which we are not.
Well, that's the... It's spoilers, but that's the dialogue for Frenesque Portal. After you power it up, it's like, it says, it works, but the world's in the Shadow Realm, so you can't access it.
I don't know if it's really a spoiler anymore, because BTS Part 2 says, World Gate is in Shadow Realm. Guess who you need to get it out for you?
Hi, Slisky.
Geez, Saradur. It's gotta be Saradur.
It's gotta be Saradur.
That's so helpful.
Yeah, you'll be splashing on everything. Holy crap.
I'm trying to do this, I promise I don't fail at this. Splash. Splash.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Stupid portals.
Let the pro handle it, splash.
I got this. Splash.
Hang on, I've got
like,
this.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Saradur.
Saradur, why do you suck at your job?
Shut up, I'm trying.
Speaking of which, Saradur Splash. Where is it?
Wait, what? Oh yeah, that was someone, I think it was Robo, that just posted a lovely screen cap of the false user of Ceradome and 1 HP thing that's summoned to the Echo of Jasper.
It died.
You know, that was actually voiced.
What
was actually voiced?
Yeah.
Was it?
Oh, Saradur was voiced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was Lucy and Zamorak.
Yep. They have death grunts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Gut punching
Future
noises.
update hint.
Did they have gut punching noises?
Close enough.
I'm not sure.
That is all that really
They
matters.
each had different death animations.
I tried targeting down Zammy or those three, the false users, but I was always freaking stunned.
I got stunned every time I'd try and attack Lucian, and I'd try and break out with like freedom or something, but it wouldn't work in time.
Yeah.
I killed everyone else except for Lucian,
I never got
which
any
really
of them,
bummed me out.
which is really annoying. Why you do this? Anyways.
Yeah, I was like, I can finally kill him. Just let me do it once.
So...
Give me this opportunity.
Don't take this from me. Don't take this from... Oh.
Yep, and that's precisely how it went.
Pretty much.
Yep, that was painful.
So, it is worth mentioning that you need to recharge the engrameter before...
Oh yeah, we
Fate of the
almost
Gods.
forgot to talk about the most important reward. The Box of Lore.
Yes, the Box of Lore.
Yeah.
It is literally a box of lore.
Kitten and I were like brainstorming all the different uses of the Mahjarrat army box. And,
it can do everything.
Yeah, it can do everything. Let me just scroll up to the list. I'm pretty sure it could hold 64 slices of cheese.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Mahjra box.
Yeah.
Not a mod box.
Mahjrat confirmed that we'll need sandwiches on Frenesque.
So it's a picnic, so it's our
Ma
lunch
is
box
the
as well.
sandwich lady confirmed.
Nice.
Yeah, Ma is the sandwich lady. It'd be funny if just the sandwich lady just shows up in, like, near the volcano, like, hey, you want a sandwich?
Alright.
Baguette.
Hang on. I've got the list. it's an unlimited quest kit. It acts as a gate stone. It repels mosquitoes. It can store up to 64 slices of cheese. It renames cats. Hang on, what else does it does? It is also...
Do we have to censor that?
I don't know.
It is also an amazingly fashionable paperweight.
It is an amazing fashionable paperweight. I'm fine
Now
with
I need
this.
to make another one out of clay. Have the cabbage, but we need a lore box
yes.
now.
Next to
and the best functionality is clearly that it contains lore. It has a lore in it.
It
and
has
cheese.
a lore. One lore. Not more than one, just one.
It can only store one at a time.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Mahjrat, for giving us a box of lore.
We like our lore in box form. But okay, so there's that. Is there anything else that we need to cover with this, or are we done?
Robo was
One more
a
thing.
genius in planning ahead.
What?
Robo was a genius in planning ahead.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
We need those pictures again.
Yeah, that's...
Alright, I'll explain my master plan behind it.
Yeah, go on.
So when the behind the scenes came out with the Mahjarrat memories, I think it's the month behind it, I'm not sure. Anyway, it had a picture of this, well not a picture, it had a video of a person training at Dragntooth Isle, and it said 400 so memories remaining. And I'm thinking, this only requires 60 divination, why is he at Dragntooth Isle? He's actually collecting memories, and maybe I should collect memories. So since I'm working now, I don't have enough time to get on the game, so I had to prepare ahead of time. I did have free time. So I went and got 1,000 memories of each type, and it took a long time because you had to go back and bank them. And some places, the level 95 area, I had to go to the...
That would've been awful.
You had the Tsar Bank, then going back to the Fairy Ring, and then it took forever. But it all paid off in the end.
I mean, I guess technically you could have banked at Castle Wars and ran. That would probably taken about the same amount of time.
Crazy long.
Perhaps.
Both are really bad.
I tried multiple times to get confirmations if what I'm doing would actually be worth it in the end, but
and he ignored.
Jack was eerily ignoring the but. This actually gave me the answer I was looking for because I knew he saw the question and he ignored it on purpose. So that to me is thinking, wait, he doesn't want me to know that this works.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Yeah. Mahjrat actually said explicitly in the CC, Robo asked whether he should, and I carefully ignored the question on multiple occasions, and he did it anyway.
Yep.
So, how many memories did you have left?
Well, I still have all the less than tier 7 ones because you can use them on there. But I actually ran out of memories after charge, so I had to go collect 200 more for the final charge for Frenesque.
You need what was it?
I don't
you
have
need
the robot
7,000. You need 7,500 for all of the Mahjra memories.
8,000 total.
7,500 for the final charge.
Oh yeah, 8,500. Wait, is it really?
8,000.
It's 8,000 total.
Yeah, 8,000 total. So you wouldn't have enough. But Robo got a head start.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was
In
pretty
the
fun.
words
Just
of
like,
Mod Jack, Robo cheated.
Yeah.
Robo, please.
Robo posted on Twitter like, I'm okay, so I'm done with this thing. I'm sure Mod Jack was like, you what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
It's like,
let
wait a
me
second.
get to the gate.
I saw
I was
Robo
walking
finish,
around
I was
the
like, oh, it won't take that long.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
it's like, wait, no, it takes like 9 hours.
Yeah, that's just...
But I'd be willing to do it again.
Yeah.
I am willing to do
Yeah.
it again because I have done
Yeah.
it again.
I mean, I've spammed for extra memories, or for extra
So
energy,
Robo did it twice.
again and again and again and
Alright.
again, so...
Mod Jack, next up, gods, do it.
Yes.
So, yeah,
God
you can never
memories,
be too
somehow.
overprepared.
Who's it?
Yeah, I want
Round
a
two.
bobblehead Lornab.
Oh
Would
god.
it be a bobbleheads, since there's more than one?
Aw, it'd be adorable.
You know what'd be
Oh, yeah,
great
there's
is if there was only one head per thing, and you have like people
Now,
that get
before
together.
we go on to God Bobbleheads, we have to finish the Mahjarrat set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we've graduated from white bobbleheads. Now we're doing Mahjar bobbleheads, and then we have God
Okay,
bobbleheads.
you do realize there is one that absolutely has to appear sooner or
Well, yeah, I
later.
know. But shut up, Akrasay.
Does Amaranth count for both?
Good question.
Yes, Mahjarrat form and God form.
Both
Correct.
with whiskers.
Yep.
But
Do not make fun of the unholy whiskers.
I'm pretty sure that's all we have for this
yeah,
Seercast.
it is. Other
Yeah.
than
Robo and I wanted to say a couple things.
go on.
Robo, go.
Alright, so yeah. I know this isn't Fate of the Gods yet, but I have to say I'm pretty happy that they're gonna have the face mask be recommended for Freniske. Cause
Me
like,
too.
I always try to prepare for the quest before I do them, and I always have a Slayer helmet on every quest. Because it has the earmuffs, the face mask, the nose bag, prepare for anything. But I've never actually had to use it. So
Yep.
this time, it will be used.
Yeah.
I do.
Well,
This will be
I
cool.
do kind of wonder. Like, if you look at the Death Lotus helmet, you'd think that would be a face mask. That would count as a face mask.
Mm-hmm.
You would
Yeah.
think, but I don't
can
think
see
it
what you're
does.
talking about.
Well, it's been a long time since we've had a hostile environment.
Well, yeah.
Like, that would like...
If this is hostile enough that Mahjarrat are pushed to the limit, well, good luck.
Yeah, then we're
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Good
I
fact.
expect to be nice and crispy by the time we're done with this
I
fight.
expect to have a death montage.
Yeah.
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 Don't worry, there will be a Lime versus Freniske.
Lime
Okay.
versus everything. Lime versus the world.
Word of
I'm so
Freniske.
By the way, at some point during this cast, another penguin came by.
Oh dear God.
Yep.
Them penguins.
Anyway. Anything else?
I think that pretty
Um,
much covers
no.
everything we wanted to.
We're done.
No,
Oh, wait,
me.
go
I wanted
Kitten.
to say, at the end, I know Walter and I were talking about this, but I can't remember the exact dialogue, but I know it was, our point was basically, so all the Mahjarrat have to do is learn divination, according to Karshai, and most of their problems are solved.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and also, my computer case is now named Azanadra, and I'll post that on Twitter because why not?
Spam.
Hooray.
I mean,
So wait, does that mean Belrock learned divination?
No.
What?
Possibly.
How do we get there?
Because Bilrak.
I
I think he just
Yeah.
likes
What?
buttons. Wait.
I don't
the
understand
Mahjarrat
that
gained
jump in
powerful
logic.
models.
So we can end, no, we'll just end it with a wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
We'll just
Yeah,
leave it
go
open.
Fair enough.
Bilrak knows divination. Let's end it with that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
yeah, then in that case, on that note,
On that bombshell.
we're, I guess it's 2 hour 40 minutes total?
Yep.
2 hour 50, something like that?
So this is about
Yeah.
3...
Okay,
So
we'll
this
call
is-
that 1/5 of the way.
So we didn't quite get to the point, we didn't quite get to where, Mod Jack was either expecting / wanting us to get to. And nor did we get anywhere close to Mod Stew's, live stream total. But this has still been quite a long while, and if you have listened to all of it, then thanks a lot
You're
for
better.
listening, and we're sorry for it being so long, but you really need to blame, no Lime, but you really need to blame Okay, but you
Okay.
really need to blame Jack because
Yeah.
7,000
He said
words is a lot to go through.
yeah, it is, and it's
Yeah,
Because
one-
he told us to.
Yeah. One
wait,
day
wait,
we will
wait,
have like a
there's-
15-hour live stream.
There was one more thing. Just one more. I asked Mod Jack about it, and I want this to be like a closing comment. You should always be suspicious of Zeros.
Zeros is a jerk.
Yeah.
Praise Zeros.
Zeros is not nice.
Okay.
So,
That is all.
Oh.
so yeah. Anyways, yeah.
What?
What were you saying, Runic?
What?
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 I thought you were saying something.
I'm so proud of you, Kitten. I see the picture. That is
The
so
sticky
perfect.
note.
As an
It
address.
even has the same color as his outfit too.
Oh yeah. But anyways, yeah, so thanks for watching. Please follow us on Twitter at Seercast, subscribe to the channel. There's gonna be a link in the video. And stay tuned for our Fate of the Gods podcast, which will be next weekend, because I'm sure we're gonna have a lot to talk about with that one too. So
That one might actually be 15 hours.
our lore-filled month continues, and we thank
The
you all.
legend continues!
Yeah, and we thank you all for joining us, and we will see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Here.
Okay.